I'm going to talk about shoe supports, like the inner supports that we have in a pair of shoes. And sometimes we do need a bit of a lift, don't we? It's that whole thing of, dare I say, especially if you're a mumpreneur and you're working from home, or you are a mum working from home around your kids, especially if they're young kids, or you don't have as much exposure to folks because you're at home a lot with children, or where they're getting to a point where they're leaving now, and it's like you're finding it a little bit challenging getting back into the work environment. We kind of need a bit of support, and sometimes we do need those inners, don't we? Those little slide-in inner support shoes that give you the lift that you actually need. And that is the whole point of the VICKI JANE from the emotional side of things. But also, if you're looking at a business drive and you're looking at creating a passive earning concept where you can actually make money from what you actually love doing on a recurring basis every single month, that gives you freedom in many ways, both in time and financially, then the Prosper Mums Club will probably appeal to you. So, keep an eye out for that, because that will help you on your journey as a mumpreneur. Now, you do need support. I've got to tell you, a lot of women struggle with loneliness, and it's not just a female thing. If you're a solopreneur and you're working from home, a lot of people really struggle with being that person that's by themselves. So remember our saying, a couple of days ago, how important it is for you to know what your shoes are, so that you understand what motivates you and what doesn't. So, for example, someone who is has independent shoes and is thing oriented will be more comfortable working from home on their computer than, say, a people proximity person. The people proximity shoe wearers have to have people. They have to have they like that team thing going on around them, and working from home will be more challenging for them. So when you already know that going into, say, if you choose to be a prosper mum and you want to make money, from what you love, and you are having to work from home to make it, which is what often happens, isn't it? Is that you have to work from home because it's going to save money. You're trying to get the business off the ground. You already know that that's likely to be a bit more of a challenge. So what you do is you get your flexibility shoes on and you go, okay, how can I work around that? It might be that you you work for X amount of hours, and then you meet someone for a walk. It might be that you start your day with a walk with a friend. It might be that you have lunch with a friend. It might be that you spend a couple of hours when the kids get back from school with them, if they're that age bracket and they don't want to not be with you. It might be that you need to get out of the house, just to get that breath of fresh air, so that you're around people even if you don't know them, which is the proximity thing. You don't always necessarily have to know the people, it's just being amongst people is beneficial, right? So you get clear. When you get clear about that kind of stuff, you can deal with it better. It makes you more resilient, doesn't it? It makes you more emotionally resilient to, look, I already know my wiring is like this, that my shoes are in my closet are XYZ, and therefore I need to accommodate for that in my work schedule or my lifestyle, so that I get, that's why I'm feeling down, is that I haven't had my people kick, I haven't had my connection time, and we need that support. Sometimes if we can't get clear about what it is, then it's not, and you haven't, hopefully you've listened to these videos so that you've got that clarity, and you can go, right, I didn't realize that's why I feel so lonely when I'm at home, working for myself. That's why I didn't realize I was people proximity, and if you're the thing independent thing person, you'll go, well, that's why they get upset. I didn't realize I'm the opposite. I'm quite fine, working from home, and I don't get it. So I can now be a better friend for that other person because I now understand that they are people proximity shoe wearers, whereas I'm an independent thing shoe wearer. Okay. So do you see how it makes things a lot clearer and gives you the capacity to handle life better as a result? Okay. And now when you know something's not working, you've got your goosebump shoes on, you can go, right, something's off kilter here. I'm not sure, my little Richter scale thing's going, da, 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 da. What is it? Then you can put so you pull out the right shoes. So yes, you're getting support from all these videos. Okay. Yes, you've got the Vicky Jane, Facebook group for the emotional support. If you want business support, the Prosper Mums Club is going to be something that you can look at. Okay, so your inner support there can be, it's like, oh, I'm hitting a brick wall with this particular thing. Has anybody got any ideas? Okay, and the Prosper Mums Club is literally going to be about passive earning mumpreneurs, or want to be mumpreneurs. So it's like, I now identify what my shoes are, and I know that I want to go over there. How do I do that? What are the systems I use? What are the strategies I've used, or do I need to use? What are the courses that I need to go on so that I can learn that? How can I track those results? That's what that Prosper Mums Club is all about. It's so that you can actually get clear. Okay, you've now worked out, here's my closet with all my shoes that suit me. I've biffed out all the old. I'm now clear on what my path is. Here's my path. How am I going to get down here in terms of business? I'm talking now. How do I get down this path here? How do I step into those shoes? So one is the psychological aspect, which is all the free stuff, which I share with you here in the Vicky Jane Facebook group and through the channels. And I'm going to look at doing podcasts so that you guys can listen while you're working or walking, not working. walking or doing your exercises or doing your chores, so on the go, and then and you go, right, okay, I hadn't thought of that. Yes, I'll try that on an emotional aspect to get me stabilized and more resilient. And then over here, the business idea would be, and then it'll be an expert interview that I've done, or it'll be that you go, right, I'm going to ask someone in the Prosper Mums Club, okay, I've struggled with this, has anyone else been struggling with this as well? And so that we can all support each other on that path, so that we can actually start tracking actual results. That's going to be a results driven membership, okay, a results driven community. So it's like, you hadn't got anything, you didn't know what your path is, you now know what your path is. So we know what your shoes are, we know what your path is. Now in a business aspect, this is where you want to make your passive earning enterprise. How do I get from A to B? Right, you've done this course, thumbs up, well done, you got the certificate, measured, we've done it. Okay, celebrate, everybody celebrates that you've actually got that win. So you've got the support on your journey, on your path, going your own way. So I hope that makes sense. So even if you don't do that, or you only choose to do one, you don't have to do either of these things. It's entirely up to you. It's your path, your shoes, your path, your way. I mean, that's what I'm all about. If you find something that's more suitable, then by all means, just get it. Like, acknowledge that you do need it. Make sure that you're getting the right support, so that you don't adopt practices that are going to set you up to fail. We want practices that are going to set you up for success, and that you're going to achieve something, and that you can track it. So if there's something that a support group that's offline for you, or a local group that and it could be just, you can achieve it in different ways. Like, I've got a hiking club, and it's like, it's just getting out in nature. It's a common interest, but they love it because they're locked up in their in their offices, a lot of those ladies, home offices or whatever, and they don't have that exposure. So it juices them up. It gives them the vibe that they actually need to get them through the next week of being in the office by themselves, that kind of thing. So look for your inner support. Who are your support networks? What are your inner supports of your shoes, right, that are going to work for you? Look, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, invite some beautiful ladies to come and join us, especially in the Facebook group, so we can get them all talking, connected, getting the support, getting the inner supports that they need from an emotional aspect. And if you're interested, take a look at that Prosper Mums Club if you want to be successful, earning recurring income from what you actually love doing on a regular basis, so that it takes the heat off. It releases the financial overwhelm for you. I hope that is appealing, and if so, come and join us. Okay, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.